when we list places, we have our number.
Yeah.
We know what that number is. We know what it's going to take to sell. We have the idea of we listed this price, should get in a bidding war. Sometimes our clients have different perceptions of what the value of their home is, and we're the professional, and we need to tell our clients so they have an objective outlook on this is what it's going to take.
What would you tell people right now? Because a lot of you will be seeing this in the middle of December, maybe even towards the end of the year. What would you tell people who are looking to move next year to start doing right now?
I tell sellers, if you could hold on to it first, keep your house.
Yeah, we never tell people to sell. That's something I really learned working with Henry is if you're our client and you're thinking of selling, we'll tell you never to sell. Because
So yeah, the idea behind that is
welcome to another episode of Real Estate Seattle. Today, we're wrapping up the year, and we kind of wanted to just talk quickly about our year recap, what we're thankful for, what we're looking forward to. I'm joined by my partner in crime and the lead of our business, Mr. Henry Shim. Henry, how are you?
doing well.
Yeah.
A little stuffed up. Good old Theo, my pride and joy. He brought us a little virus that's going around in school, and so I am at the tail end of being sick. My daughter's at the tail end of being sick, and Theo is better, but he'll probably get sick again. And Julia is Superwoman, and she's doing good. But besides that, doing great.
You know what's funny about that is I about 2 months ago would have no idea what you're talking about, but now I have a daughter, and I think my wife is getting sick this morning. So yeah, I totally understand the dealing with that, and I think if you can't tell, guys, I'm running on like 45 minutes of sleep, but that's neither here or there because I don't think Henry slept either. So let's go. Um, Quickly, I wanted to talk to you, Henry, about talking about family and Theo and Edie and Julia, and I have Amy and a Junie on my side, and what you're thankful for in 2024. We just passed Thanksgiving, so it's kind of top of mind. I'll start off real quickly. I'm very thankful for being a dad. When we started working together, I was kind of had that in the back of my mind that I'm going to be a dad soon, and you were a great example of what it is to be a good dad. You're always present. You're always there for your kids, and I didn't really know what any of that meant until it happened to me. And now it's like, oh man, now I know what Henry is talking about. Now I know why he can't be on the phone when I need him sometimes. Now I know why he has to be present because I've tried to take a phone call with the baby in my arm. It doesn't happen, man. It's like puke, spit up, phone call. And sometimes I just tell the client or the friend or who I'm talking to, I'm like, hey, I got the baby in the hand. If you heard some crying, you might need to repeat what you just said. But I'm so thankful for these opportunities to have because everything else is great. But when I come home and my 6-week-old daughter just kind of looks at me and like has a half cocked smile, it makes everything worth it. So I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful for our partnership. I'm thankful for you and your wife. You guys have been so instrumental in helping Amy and I start our journey in parenthood. I mean, every time I look around, there's something that you've given me or something you've given to Junie, and I'm just like, man, I got it made. Like I get a phone call and this client doesn't work with me, or they're mad at me, or we have to extend the closing or something. And I'm like, whatever, I got my baby. And I know that like that's hard to explain to people if you don't have a kid. But for me, I'm 40. I'll be 40 next week, actually. So waiting this long and finally realizing something, it's been amazing. So I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful for you. I'll let you talk about what you're thankful for. Go ahead.
Yeah. Gosh, what am I thankful for this year and in general? I mean, it always goes back to me for family. I'm always so thankful for the patriarchs of our family, which are my parents, my brother. Those people really are the foundation of who I am and what I do. And actually, so Akash was mentioning I can't pick up the phone or text or call. Reality is I still do it. Yesterday I was picking up my parents from the airport. My brother and my parents just got back from a trip in Africa, and I was so happy when I saw them. I was sad that I wasn't able to experience these things, but just to hear them talk about their journey and what they did, with my brother. My brother's I say I'm the busiest man in the world. The reality is my brother's busier than I am. He's got his startup, his second one, and all his employees and team members, and it's one of those things where he's too busy, but he's not busy enough for family. And so I'm so appreciative of him taking my parents out for 2 weeks on this worldwide trip and just showing them the things that they deserve to see. So I'm very thankful for that. It goes back to what you're saying. I'm so thankful for my family, my kids, my wife, Julia. Now that I have my own family, she just exemplifies what it means to be a parent, a good person, a partner, a mother, and so I'm very thankful for her. My kids, again, the joy of my life, of our lives, is just seeing them smile and play with each other, and E's getting that stage where she's almost ready to walk. She stands up, but she's very stubborn, like somebody that's not me in our family.
Oh,
Right? I love you, Julia. And then there's Thea that's just happy and go lucky, but he's a shy guy, and he's pretty stubborn too. But it's one of those things that he loves his sister so much, so he may be pushing her off the couch 1 second, and then giving her a giant hug and bringing her toys and everything. And so seeing that relationship grow is one of the most beautiful things I get to see. It goes without saying, our friendship of 20 years was a fun friendship. Now it is a friendship that's based on our families, our wives are friends, our kids will be friends. It's a business partnership where, again, doing things for you. I don't do it for myself. I do it for you, for your wife, for your daughter now. And it just is, it's so beautiful to see how much you've grown, the changes in your life that you've done even before we worked together, to now being business partners, to being close friends, having and sharing that relationship. Truly one of those things. When I see you, I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of where you've come as a person, as a family member, a father, a dad, to see you as a professional. Just you soak everything in like a sponge. And so I don't have a little brother. You're like my little brother. You're only a couple years younger than me, but it's one of those things where I look at you and I just see the potential. I see all that you've already achieved, and that runway is so long for you. There's so much more for you to do personally and professionally, and so that's really exciting. And it goes without saying, we've got Jay in the background, and he's the one that's connecting all these dots, that ideas that we have, and that's another dynamic where, again, to have someone professionally that you trust turn into someone personally you trust.
yeah,
You're
yeah.
able to share, secrets and, topics of discussion, good and bad and everything in between. I'm just very happy with where life has taken me, taking my family, taking my friends, the people that have, been such a benchmark of what I need to have my cup be full and overflowing, are the people that I surround myself. And so I think it goes without saying, every year, I'm most thankful for the people around me. I mean, I am who I am because the people in my life love me. They give me grace, they give me patience, and they forgive me, because a lot of times I say stuff that's on camera.
Yeah, yeah.
That's recorded forever. But yeah, just in general, I think again, I'm very just thankful for all that I've been given, by God's grace to live the life that I live and have the people in my life. So 2024 was a great year, and I just plan on building upon that for this year and the rest of this year and next year and beyond. So tons to be thankful for.
Same, same. I love how you said that. On that note, let's talk about something successful professionally. What I have some stories in my mind that I think we had a lot of successes, but does something stick out in your mind that you're like, oh man, we overcame this, or it wasn't looking too hot, but it got done? Or what do you think would be, the professional success that you'd want to highlight in 2024?
Well, now we're gonna go into the redundant stage where um, I think my biggest success this year is working with Akash.
Oh,
I
oh
think
man.
it's one of those things that it goes without saying, when I needed Akash even last year in 2023. With Edie being born, Akash was there for me. He was my right-hand man. He was someone I could trust with a small deal, a big deal, a needy client, the easiest client you could think of. He was always there. He was always willing to help. He was always asking how to help and wanted to learn more. And so I think this year, our first full calendar year together, I think that's my biggest success professionally. I won't take anything away from the friends and family and referrals that we've gotten this year, and the hoops that we had to jump through to get some of these deals done, the crazy bidding wars we got for our sellers, and even on our buyers. When we've had 30 offers competing against ours, us landing on top, not just on price, but getting you home because we put these great terms together where the seller said, "Hey, it's a no-brainer to work with you instead of the 29 other offers." And so I know it's just a general, blanket statement over there, but I think, it's been a trying year because we've tried to rebrand ourselves, or
Yeah.
actually not even rebrand ourselves, create a brand for
Yeah.
ourselves. And there's obviously things where time doesn't allow, family, kids, life, work, whatever it is. But to find the time to put the proper steps in motion to get where we need to be. And it's funny. You look at a calendar, it's like, okay, December's the end. I actually think we're right at the end. We're getting everything dialed in,
Dialed in. Yeah.
ready to
Yeah.
just, launch for 2025. And so I'm really looking forward to next year because of all the hard work that we put in, and a lot of it, falls on the Akash. And so to see that you take charge and grab the bull by its horns and get us to that finish line, I can get us halfway there, but you're finishing off. So I think that's probably our biggest success.
You know what's funny about that is I thought you were gonna drop like a specific listing or something because that was gonna be mine. At the end, you were gonna say like, oh, Madrona or this or that, and I was gonna say our partnership is our biggest success, but no, you just took it from the beginning. So yeah, I mean, yeah, I agree 100%. I think it's been a lot of moving parts, and we're kind of learning each other, and obviously Jay and his team have been super instrumental in getting this going. But I agree 100%. And I think that's kind of why we work well together because we're on the same page. And when you said that, I was like, "Are you kidding me?" Totally agree with you. I think that's our biggest success has been this partnership and what we have in store for 2025. Um, Now it would, wouldn't be fair if we didn't talk about things that we can work on. I think that's only going to make us get better. I think for me, and I'll be right up front with this, me just communicating better. I feel like Henry's really good at getting on emails and phone calls, and I'm not the best at being fast about those things. And um like he is on me and I need that and I love that. He's like, "Hey man, it's been 38 minutes and 42 seconds." And I'm like, "Man, do you have a timer?" Like, and then it's like, "Of course you do. The email says this was when it was sent." But I feel like that can only elevate me and our business to the next level. And I know that's going to be your same thing as my timeliness. But if you could kind of share something that you think that we could get better at as a team, I think it's just best to be transparent.
Yeah, I mean that's a very forward question to ask without knowing what I was going to say. And I mean, I think you're right. It's being more timely. It's being more efficient with our time. We're in a business where we don't know where our next deal's coming from. We don't know when the next person's going to send us a referral, whatever it is. We've got to juggle a lot of hats. I mean, right now, I think we had 3 closed last week, 1 closed this week, 1 next week, with 1 week after. You just signed up a place in Ballard and Crown Hill. Um, you're working with several other clients right now. I've got 2 remodels I'm working on for clients and gonna start a 3rd one here soon. Plus all the buyers that are on the sidelines right now looking, and everything changes when you have kids.
Yeah.
And so to be more efficient, you don't want to be the person where someone sends an email and you respond right away. I do that. I'm busy, but I hate having unanswered emails or text messages, so I do that. And I do that while I'm touring. I'm with other clients, and again, it's kind of one of those things that I just turned into a robot in how I do it, where I'll send a text or an email saying, "Hey, and with a client, but I'll respond back in, an hour, whatever it is. That's one thing where, again, I expect that when people work with me or work for me in any given situation. And so I want to give that respect to another broker, especially to our clients or friends and family, whenever possible. I think, when it goes to, what you're saying about what you do, you're so good at communicating, but sometimes you are slow about it. That's not a bad thing, right? You don't want to look too eager and too hungry. And so part of it's perception, which I know that you are like, well, why would I respond right away? Again, certain people work different ways, and not to ever say that you're wrong to take a little bit more time, but I think it's really kind of figuring out what we need to do when we need to do it.
Yeah.
Again, it's a time efficiency.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're so busy with the 25, 30 clients we're working together right now.
Yeah.
Now you've got a newborn at home, you've got a wife and your friends and your family that you need to go visit, all that stuff. And so, and I don't want to be regimented. I'm not a project manager like my wife is. Thank God she is, because she keeps me in line for everything else besides work. But life, yeah. Any play dates with the kids, any dinners and family, all that stuff. So thank God for that. But um, I think that's probably the biggest struggle. Maybe another one is, not setting expectations, but putting our foot down for certain things too.
Yeah.
We talked about it and a little bit, but when we list places, we have our number.
Yeah. Yeah.
We know what that number is. We know what it's going to take to sell. We have the idea of, we listed this price, should get in a bidding war. Sometimes our clients have different perceptions of what the value of their home is, and we're the professional, and it's okay to take a listing and going for what the seller wants. Sometimes it actually works and they get the number they want. Other times where that it's priced too high, now there's that sense of, hey, you said it was okay to list at this price. We didn't get it. We have to get the
Yeah.
price cut. And
I
so,
know exactly what you're talking about.
yeah, oh yeah, I know you do. I know you do. And so it's one of those scenarios where I think, we're the professionals of this industry, and we need to tell our clients so they have an objective outlook on, this is what it's going to take. When it doesn't happen and we have to backtrack or not backtrack off their number, it's always a hard conversation to have. So I think it's a scenario where, being transparent from the get go, which I think we do a pretty good job at,
Mhm.
but just to just put that in writing in the sand, make that happen. I think it's okay to be the nice guy, but again, we're being hired to be the professional, the answer giver, the correct answer. And so I think in 2025, that's probably something I'm going to put my foot down a lot
Yeah.
more. And again, it's a waste of time for people, not just us, but it's a waste of time for the seller. It's a scenario of, hey, let's put this offer that's so grossly low. It's like certain situations, absolutely. When there's a value in a deal to be made, let's go all in on it. But if something, just got listed, again, I try to tell clients from the get go that your offer's not going to get accepted.
Yeah.
We're just doing this as an exercise because there's no way they're going to accept this price, and they don't accept the price. So I think, again, being more transparent from the get go, moving forward is going to help us save a lot of time, be more efficient. Saving time, being more efficient, that's great too, but saving the heartache for our clients, whether that's a buyer or seller. So set those boundaries and expectations from the get go. I think
I,
that's,
I think on the listing side, it becomes even, it's like a double whammy if you're overpriced, because then it just sits. You have holding costs. And it's like, man, how can we get better at explaining that your number is not going to sell? Right. And I think we're in a position now where it's almost like, okay, we can try it, but if it doesn't work, it's like, let's reduce the price. Let's do this. So I think that's something that we can definitely focus on in 2025 is putting the foot down. And I think you have enough cachet where it's like, hey man, 500 homes sold. Like I know what I'm doing here. Just a little plug right there, guys.
trust me.
Um, so I kind of wanted to transition now to what, speaking of 2025, what your local market outlook is in the Seattle area. Um, I think everybody's always, tracking interest rates and home prices. And it's like those are the two things when we talk to buyers, that's always like, what are interest rates? And do you think prices are coming down? And it's like every single time that's always a conversation. What are your, not to get too number oriented, but what's your outlook in 2025 in Seattle? What do you think is going to happen in the market? Um, we can look up Fannie Mae and Case Shiller predictions of pricings going up and this and that. But this is like we're on the streets, like we see this every day. So I kind of want to get your perspective on what you think is going to happen.
Great question. Everyone always wants to know what the future looks like. From my professional perspective, let's look out for the rebound of Seattle in-city properties. The reason why I say that is Amazon, starting January 4th, I think, everyone has to be in office full time. Starbucks is actually rolling out their, work in office, not work from home anymore as well. Amazon is the big bad monster. So many people work there. They've taken the first bullet, and now other companies are going to start doing the same thing, because at the end of the day, these companies have office space. These companies know that having in-house meetings, having that collaboration is going to help out a ton. And so all the people that thought they could work remotely forever, that bought in the outskirts of Seattle, the east side, they're going back in the offices. I've had, clients and friends say at Google, now it was, hey, work from home. Now it's, 2 days a week and 3 days now.
Yeah, slowly.
They're all coming back in there. And so the new reality, and I have no idea if this is something that the city of Seattle and Bellevue, are working out with these companies, but our cities were slowly kind of dying. They're melting away because these small businesses that were the lifeline of our city would close down because they didn't have people having lunch or coffee or drinks after work, whatever it is. And so as this changes, as restaurants get more robust, as cafes, stay open later and longer, because people are coming back into the office, I think that the people that bought on the outskirts are going to say, I don't really want to drive an hour and a half now.
Take a ferry.
Yeah, I mean, it's wild. Traffic is so bad again, and we're not even fully back in office yet, and it's only gonna get worse. The city of Seattle, the council, everyone, you guys are doing a terrible job with traffic.
Looking at
It is
you.
ridiculous. Yes, I'll probably get hate mail or a text or something, but
No, everyone's going to agree with you. Everybody's going to agree
everyone
with you.
agrees. But I mean, the city of Seattle,
Yeah.
good God, no left turns, no right turns.
Yeah, what is the no age turn?
days?
Oh my gosh.
Come on, this is just, it's asinine. Be better.
Shout out Danny Adamson. Yes. Why can't we turn right at a red light? Somebody explain that to me now.
Yeah, it's one of those things where I think, the outlook for in-city Seattle is that people are coming back.
Yeah.
And so we always have the buyer pool from Q3, Q4 that haven't found a home, that are out once the calendar turns. We have all the people that new year, new me. They want to see homes as soon as they come on the market in Q1. There's going to be new inventory come out because people don't typically list during the holidays unless they have to. And so you'll have more inventory. But that inventory will be small compared to that large buyer pool that has been looking, hasn't found anything. So always, if you can, list in Q1 because you're going to have a lot more buyers out there for the limited amount of inventory. So at least in Q1, see those bidding wars happening again. Seattle outskirts, everywhere else. This is the reality of what the market has done, year after year. So look for that. And then, I think in general, in-city urban spaces are going to get popular again. Seattle, you could have got some good deals out here. The bidding wars, again, if it's underpriced, it would get multiple offers. But a lot of stuff was stagnant or was one or two offers. But I think we'll see a big push again in competition next year. Whether you love him or hate him, Trump, if you wanted Kamala to win, whatever it is, we're past that. We're Washington. It doesn't matter. It might mess with your mental psyche, but the reality is Washington State is going to always, be progressive in what they do. And again, we have the jobs here. We have the universities that, churn out computer science engineers. We have the International Pacific Rim that has so many people coming here from Asia, from India, from, you have the transplants from Canada coming down here because they want the American lifestyle. Whatever it is, the tech jobs, good golly. I mean, some of these new clients that we've been referred to, gotten referrals for, they're young. They're almost half my age, and good golly, the things that they're looking for and what they can afford. I mean, the market takes care of the jobs that are out here. It's tough, obviously, for social workers, for teachers, and everyone else like that. But those tech jobs get compensated very well, and so you're gonna have a very smart, well-to-do buyer demographic saying, "Okay, I need to buy now. I want to buy in the city. I want to be close to amenities, to restaurants, to beautiful parks and water and everything else like that. And so I think I see the renaissance coming back. Seattle's coming back and it's going to come back strong in the next couple of years. So
Yeah, there was a moment where we were helping people move to Bainbridge Island, to Gig Harbor, North Bend got popular, and, it was this whole promise of Amazon's never gonna bring us back. And I remember you, like, telling me to tell our clients, like, "Are you sure?" Like, "North Bend is no joke. The ferry is you're reliant on another mode of transportation," and here we are 3 years later, 4 years later, and we're all coming back. You kinda touched on it, but do you think the presidential election is gonna have any kind of impact on housing costs nationally? I mean, does that even matter to us? Because we're kinda insulated, like you said. I always tell clients that in Seattle, we have things that are different than the rest of the metros. We have a very geographical limitation on where you can build. Like, there's no urban sprawl possible here, right? We're either going north or we're going south. We have such a crazy, like, people make a lot of money here, right? And that's never gonna change. I thought the pandemic would have had a dent on our real estate market here. It didn't. Um, I don't think personally and professionally, and I'll love to see your opinion on it. I don't think that the election is going to have any change on our Seattle market because I think we're kind of insulated from the rest of the country because of the tech jobs, because of the aerospace jobs, because of land limitations. I mean, gosh, nothing's ever changed in the last 5 years. Prices are going up slightly, and interest rates went from 2.5 to 7.5, and we're still out here, prices are going up. Do you see any change in that in the next couple of years?
no, I mean I think what you said is kind of spot on. I mean we're insulated from the rest of the country because of jobs.
Yeah.
You're not wrong about the topography of Washington. We're mountains and lakes and the ocean, so there's no more space to grow. You know, the city of Seattle, Kirkland, Bothell, but I think Bothell actually just pulled back on this. But a lot of areas are saying more density, more density, more density.
Yeah.
In theory, that's great. You want that to happen, but what's that going to do? So in Seattle now, any single family lot can be turned into a condo lot, single family home, attached dwelling unit, detached dwelling unit. So you can put 3 units on there, put 3 homes potentially on one lot. That's great. Gives you upside if you own a home right now and you want to put a dad to and rent it out, have extended family or have family stay there, whatever it might be. But there's also gonna be that demographic that says, "That's awesome, don't care. I want my home." And they're willing to pay a premium because
Yeah.
developers are now fighting for these
Yeah,
properties,
yeah.
right? And so, you're gonna probably see prices go up because a developer says, "I can make money off of this," even though it's priced at retail, fair market value, tear it down, rebuild it, add a daddy, whatever it might be. And so I think it's a scenario where it's that perfect storm of the stock market's doing great. It's fantastic. Whether it's the Trump effect, whether it's, the Santa Claus rally, end of year, AI, all that. But again, real estate is the vessel. I've said this before in some of these podcasts where it grows wealth. Whether you buy real estate to live in, whether you buy real estate to have it be a rental, it builds wealth because it keeps on going up. Inflation goes up, great. I don't want it to go up, but it's gonna go up, right? We keep on printing money in America and the rest of the world too. Just kicking the can further and further, so kids and next generations are on the hook for it. But the government says, "Hey, we can make this work," and you know what? It may not be good for everybody, but it's good enough for us. And again, the fat cats are lining their pockets. So that's just what our life in 2024 and 25 is probably going to look like. In general, I mean, Trump is saying that he's adding tariffs and he's already, fired those shots at Canada and Mexico. And so there's talk about, new home prices are going to be even more expensive because material costs. And then again, if
Labor.
Trump gets his way, labor. He's going to send all those illegal immigrants, which a lot of them work in construction. And it's a situation where if you can't get people to work, you're going to have to pay the people that don't want to work more money.
Mhm.
You want to pay the people that are working because you don't want to lose them to another builder, to another job site, more money. Builders are smart. Maybe they're terrible. Maybe they're assholes. I don't know. But the reality is they're not going to pay for it. They should push it onto the purchase price. The reality is things are going to get more expensive during the Trump presidency.
That's how tariffs will work, people, by the way.
Yeah, it just gets pushed onto the consumer. And so whether it's food, getting stuff, the fruits and vegetables from other countries, it's wild. Like Washington was known for its apples. Now we import apples from China because it's cheaper. What? How does that make sense?
Yeah.
We literally got to ship it overseas.
We got to change the name of the Apple Cup. We got to change the name of the Apple Cup. Yeah.
So
A couple of things you mentioned there that I want to quickly touch on. The zoning changes. In Tacoma, it's called the Home in Tacoma Initiative, and in Seattle, it's called One Seattle Plan. Both are under review right now, and they are drastically changing how the city is going to look in the next 10, 15 years. Single family zoning is gone. Not saying that you can't build a single house on a lot, but you just won't be able to outlaw any other thing on that lot, right? Like you'll be able to build your house, but your neighbor can have 4 units if they want. So that's changing. I think you mentioned that there was like a review period for South Slope of Queen Anne a couple of weeks ago.
no.
Certain parts of Seattle are going to fight until they die to not implement these things because they have views, because they don't want 15 people living next door to them. But overall, Seattle's really going to change and it's going to become a lot more dense. That's the only way that this is going to work. There's about 750,000 people that live in the Seattle city limits. That's projected to go to above 1 million in the next 10 years. Where are we putting these people? Not in single family homes. They're going to be in dadus. They're going to be in 400 square foot lofts. They're going to be in apartment buildings, which are now single family homes. So it's just going to get more and more compact. And Tacoma's doing the same thing. I think we should do a video about that actually, because that's where we're going, right? Like your single family homes are going to become creme de la creme. They're going to be like, imagine going to New York right now, go to Manhattan and try and find a single family home there. What are we talking about? Like they don't exist, right? They're even the brownstones that people love in Brooklyn, they're so expensive. And even those are like attached to the next home to it. So imagine that in Seattle, that's what's going to happen because there's just too many people, not enough land. That being said, what tips would you have for buyers that are looking to buy in 2025? Because I think you've mentioned right now, a lot of people are kind of on the sideline. It's holidays. People are eating, drinking, fighting with their relatives, whatever it is. But people are going to want to move. People need to move. What would you tell people right now? Because a lot of you will be seeing this in the middle of December, maybe even towards the end of the year. What would you tell people who are looking to move next year to start doing right now?
I tell sellers, if you could hold on to it first, keep your house.
Yeah, we never tell people to sell. That's something I really learned working with Henry is if you're our client and you're thinking of selling, we'll tell you never to sell because that's how you make money, right? I will tell you not to sell your house unless you have to do it. If you can hold on to it and move to something bigger, do that. But I'm never going to tell you to sell. We're never going to tell you to sell. I've never worked with a real estate agent. I don't even think that's like in the realm of real estate professionals to tell their clients never to sell. But yeah, first, don't sell. Okay, second.
So yeah, the idea behind that is again, real estate will, if it appreciates 7% a year for 10 years, it doubles in value. So with these zoning changes and everything else, whether you're going to be the developer down the road or sell to one, there's more upside. Again, there could be recessions, there could be cycles, everything else like that. But if you're looking for long-term hold on to your real estate. The caveat being you need to sell because you need more space. You're moving out of the area, whatever it might be. So there's always, reasons to sell. But if you can hold on to it, worthy investment. So keep that. In terms of what to tell people that are thinking about buying next year, start looking now. There's still deals out there right now. It's Q4, it's December. Again, the inventory isn't great, but the stuff that's been sitting on the market for 60, 90, 120 days. I mean, I've seen stuff that's almost on the market for a year. They're overpriced, they're dilapidated, they need some work, whatever it is. It may not fit what you want, but you need to go look today to know what you want tomorrow, right? I've got clients, you've got clients that say, well, I want to buy in September. I want to buy in summertime, whatever it is. Great. We're not going to tell you to buy something when you're not ready, but you want to be ready when you do see the home that you love to pull the trigger. Because it's hard when we go out for the first time and tour a home. You're like, oh, I love this house, but I've only seen 3 other houses,
Yeah.
3 other homes.
Yeah.
Well, now you're like, am I jumping into it too fast?
Yeah.
Get that out of the way.
Yeah. Yeah.
It doesn't matter if you tour with us for months, for 6 months, 9 months, 10 months, whatever it is. We're not going to tell you to buy until you're ready, but you need that experience. You need to walk through homes. You need to see a split level, a Craftsman, a Cape Cod, a townhouse, single family, condos, whatever it is. You have to see those to know what you want. And the last thing you want to do is like, be timid about putting an offer in because the market's going to get more competitive. And if you're not ready to pull the trigger confidently, then you may not get that home. And so I'd say, that's my first step is if you're looking for next year, start looking now, just so you get a basis of what the market looks like.
Can I add something to that? So I have clients that same thing Henry said. They want to start looking in spring. They want to move in the summertime, right? And we've started looking last 3 months just to kind of get that out of the way. And what they found is deals. We've closed 3 buyers this year, at least I have, that initially wanted to move next year. But when they started looking, they're like, oh, I can get this below asking. I can get concessions. I can get work done. I can get closing costs. And there's not as many people looking. They're not as rushed. And I'm not saying that that's going to be you, but you might find something now at X amount of dollars that'll be 10, 20% higher in September, June, July, and you won't be able to get concessions on the back end. So I've really implemented that, Henry. It's like, hey, I know you want to move in May, whatever it is, February. Let me just start sending you links. Let's just go take a look. And then when we go out there, it's like, oh, this is on the market for 90 days. It's at X amount of dollars. We can get it for less. We can get them to pay 3% in closing costs. None of those things will be an option for you in the springtime. And maybe that's not you, but at least you'll get that, muscle memory of looking at a house. Like the worst thing you want to do is start looking in spring and all you have is split levels available to you and you hit split levels. Like that's all you have available because we didn't, filter those out in the wintertime. And so I think that is such a big piece of home buying is when you want to move, look 6 months to a year before that because you might get a deal. And if you don't get that deal, at least you know what you don't want to look for when that time does come. That is so huge because people are so like in their buying process, like I want to move in June, so I'll start looking in May. No, this isn't shoes. This isn't a car, right? It's gonna take you a year. I know that sucks. I know it's not what you want, and it's a big process. But give it some time, and you might get a deal. If not, you'll at least know what you don't want, right? So that's very big.
You always got to cut out the fat. That's one of those things that
Everything I just said, cut out the fat.
yeah. Nice and simple. It's, figure out what you want. And when you're ready. And then you pull the trigger and hopefully find a beautiful home for yourself.
What projects are you excited about in 2025? I know we have a bunch of remodels. I know we have a bunch of things going on. Is there any big projects, maybe personally, professionally, that you're looking forward to in 2025?
So I always tell Akash and Jay, our producer, I don't even know what your title is. Producer, yeah.
All of the above.
Oh, yeah. Don't ever send me the script of what you guys want to talk about because I have no idea and I want to be genuine in how I speak. Projects for next year. Good God.
This is bullet point number 5 on the email I sent.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely didn't read that email. So I haven't posted online yet, but my parents just closed on a house on
Oh, that's right.
Monday. And so we're going to remodel that. So there's obviously the personal affinity towards making a great home for my folks, perfect for them.
Right down the street, right?
Literally, we're in Edmonds Bowl right now at Workhorse Co-working. It's literally down the street. And again, Edmonds Bowl, my favorite neighborhood in Washington. It's beautiful.
Something about Edmonds.
It's an Edmonds kind of day, the hashtag Edmonds kind of day.
I'm looking at a ferry right behind the camera with the water. It's just
such a safe, quiet, fun town.
Yeah.
And so that's a project that I'm excited about. We've got a big one in Greenwood that we're hopefully on the back end to get finished. We've got one in Green Lake that should be wrapped up this week, just kind of punch list items. Maybe another one in Maple Leaf.
I'm excited about the parents one because I know it's gonna have a little bit more love behind it than just, you know.
There's clients. They're not my parents. They're just clones. Just clients. That yeah, I actually talked to my mom. Again, she just got back, but she's asked me these questions, and my brother, and she was talking to my brother on this trip, and she's saying she's like, oh, I kind of want to remodel it, and she's like, can we just do the bathrooms too? I was like,
Full gut, mom.
Mom, don't worry. I already told the contractor. She's like, you know me so well. I got you, Mom. I got you. And so
Marble and bamboo everywhere.
why would I ever do bamboo? That is terrible.
I like bamboo
No,
floors.
bamboo is terrible.
I have bamboo floors.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Oh, they're heated. I don't know.
No, it's
I
terrible.
love them.
No,
It's a personal thing.
it's actually very green, which is great because bamboo can grow up to a foot a day in the proper.
No, not like outside. I mean, like
No, I know.
floor.
But it's very
I should
eco-friendly.
have bamboo outside too, but that's
Very
terrible.
eco-friendly. Don't ever have bamboo outside your house.
No, it's
It
terrible.
grows like a weed.
Yeah.
Yes, you own a panda. It's not, but they're gonna be 25% more expensive after these tariffs. But
The cost of pandas is going up.
yes, absolutely. But yeah, no, bamboo was very trendy in the late 90s, early 2000s, but it is not anymore.
Okay.
Sorry to
Don't
force you.
on me.
Yeah. It's not, we're not following those trends right now. So with that, so that's
It's soft. It makes my heels feel comfortable. I don't have to wear slippers. I don't know.
You don't wear slippers in your house? I actually never wore slippers. Go barefoot.
Yeah.
But being on all hardwood floors, the fatigue on your feet.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll move on. That's why I like bamboo.
Yeah,
Anyways,
bamboo's still hard surface.
but it's softwood, right? Like it's not. Oh,
Well, that's not the twine bamboo. It's bad because if you have a dog, it scratches, it dents.
yeah. That's.
Here you go. That's not a good product for a home.
I dropped a fork the other day, and you can tell I dropped the fork the other day.
Definitely. It's no bueno. It's no good.
Henry's always right.
Yeah.
We wanted to thank everybody for the support, right? Henry and I couldn't have done this without Jay. Jay, we appreciate you and the team. Jay was just in the Philippines and had a great time, and we kind of chatted about it. But we wanted to thank you guys. I know you'll see this before everybody else for the support. All of our clients, all of our family members, our wives, for allowing us to do this, and my wife for dressing me, for telling me if I look good or not because I have no clue. And yeah, I wanted to take the second to thank everybody for joining us on this journey, and I'm excited for 2025. But this is only going to get bigger and better, and I want to thank you personally right now in front of everybody, Henry, for giving us this opportunity. And I think you've got this real estate thing down. You don't need to do any of this. This is just like Henry wakes up to offers and clients calling him, and this what happens when you do 20 years of legit work, when you actually care about people. And so he doesn't have to do these things, which will help us both grow. So I thank you from the bottom of my heart for that. And yeah, I'll let you thank me. I'm just kidding. I'll let you thank whoever you want.
Geez. Now I've got to ad-lib this for sure because I don't know what to say.
This is bullet point number 6.
Didn't know it. Yeah, it goes without saying, thank you to the people around us. Thank you to, again, Jay for getting us off our tush and actually making us do things that make us feel uncomfortable, make us think outside the box, doing a different way of marketing. All of our listings we do videos for. I did those few and far between before Akash was around, but it adds that cachet to every one of our listings. It's the personal touches that he does in his professionalism to make us look better, to show the world that, hey, you don't know us, but you should because we're great at what we do and we actually care. So again, kudos to unfiltered Media. I think it's beautiful that Jay is just such a good person, not just a great professional, but such a good person that cares about the people he works with, the people he surrounds himself with. And so love that. Love the team here and overseas as well that help out with all the editing. And our family, it goes without saying. I think we've actually said it a bunch of times already, but family, we love you. This is all for you. It's all because of you. Thank you for that. Thank you to our clients.
Yeah.
Well, our clients, I mean, again, at the end of the day, it's a business. We need to work to earn money to feed the family and to pay our mortgages and everything else like that. And without you guys, none of this is possible. We try to, take care of you guys during the process of buying or selling. We try to take care of you after the fact, if it's with a remodel or just advice because you've got a clogged toilet or, God forbid, water issues or anything like that. I think it's one of those situations where 20 years into it, I still love what I do. I truly love what I do, and people think it's so funny that, I'm in a career that I actually love waking up to every day, going to bed at, or not going to bed at. Eh,
Sounds well.
it's so much fun.
Yeah.
It's so gratifying to be a part of a process because we're a small microcosm of what it is to get from point A to point Z, right? But for you guys to let us into your homes, literally and figuratively let us into your homes and let us be a part of it, let us be an advocate for you, let us be the professional behind it all. And so again, thank you for that, letting us be a part of your journey. I think more, I mean, it's always been like this, but I feel like very recently we've just been super blessed that our past friends, family, and clients have referred us so many clients.
Mhm.
True story. Yesterday, today, I told Akash, hey, put up your post. You got a couple closings already. Like, let's do it before the year's over. Because we're gonna be very annoying next year with lots of new posts for new listings, new closings, all that stuff. Uh, but don't focus on the referral dynamic of it. You've done that with your last 3 or 4 posts. Everyone gets it. Referrals are bread and butter. But now that I'm on video, I'm like, wait a second.
They're all referrals.
The referrals, right? And so it's amazing to work with your friends. It's amazing to work with your coworkers. It's amazing to work with your family. Our business doesn't grow without you guys
Yeah.
and your faith in helping people that you care about. Um, it's truly, it's so endearing that we've made enough of an effort on our side of things that you're willing to share what we've done to help you. And so those referrals, again, they are our lifeline to expand our business, to continue to stay busy, to help change lives and get people into homes. And so thank you for all of those. It's not me asking for more. It's not Akash asking for more. We'll take them. Let's be honest, we'll take them. But it really is just a thank you for the last 27 years combined, 28 years combined, that you've trusted us so much with your friends, your family, your coworkers, people that you love. And so again, hopefully, this year, next year, we can give back. We're trying to do as much as possible to help with fundraisers and donations to great causes. And so I think next year I want to make that even a bigger point of emphasis to give back to our community because you are our community. Your children, your families, your friends, you are our community. And so just thank you for everything. Everyone that's, watching this video, everyone that's been a part of our lives, maybe even have bought a house, but they've referred us
Yeah.
to their friends and family. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you for trusting us. And so, yeah, we love you guys. We hope that we can always be a part of your life in any form, in any size. And we're just very excited for 2025 and to seeing you guys more.
On that note, we'll see you in 2025.